Welcome to episode 28 of the StormCast, the world's best podcast. I'm your host, Stormy. We're live on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter, bringing you the latest and greatest news, stories, and updates going on around the world. Today is Saturday, June 14th, I believe, and it is also 2025. It's a warm and sunny day here in South Carolina. As always, the StormCast is available everywhere you can find podcasts. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube, drop a 5-star review on Spotify, and follow on Twitter and Rumble. Your support on Patreon also helps us continue to go strong. All links are going to be down in the description below. And don't forget to like the video. So let's get into it. I hope you guys had a good week. Now the weekend, I'm here on a special episode because today I'm with my brother. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up? I am Storm's older brother. I am Marcell. Some know me as Warlord, Angel, whatever the case may be. But I got the pleasure of joining my little brother on a StormCast today. So I'm honored to be on this. It's a long time coming.
Special episode.
Special episode. So yeah, I think we've done like one or two before, but we never really like locked in. So
yeah, this is gonna be our first actual StormCast episode. I believe we've done streams. We've also done like Rumble, reactions and stuff, but nothing like where we're reacting to topics and stuff like we do here on the StormCast, a special episode. We're gonna give you guys a little fit check today. We got something going on, guys, so today won't be the longest episode. We're gonna try to get out of here soon. Got some stuff going on with Pops.
Father's Day, man.
Yeah, it's Father's Day weekend.
We gotta take Pops out, man. You already know Papa Mickey's. If y'all keep up with the movie reviews, I'm pretty sure he pops up on the StormCast sometimes.
Yeah, he's always popping up,
yeah.
on me.
We he cool as a fan, so we're gonna go take care of Pops for a little bit.
Yeah, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. So
you're a vital part of your children's lives. So if you a good father, man, shout out to you, man. All you deadbeats, kiss a.
Yeah, fathers don't get enough love out here.
Yeah,
they put a lot of work in as well. So we gotta show love to them. Guys, the last episode that I tried to do, I unfortunately couldn't finish because it is so hot in my house. It's very hot in my house, actually, because the HVAC system is out. My AC is currently not working, so I am dealing with that right now. We're going to get that situated here soon. I do have a home warranty and whatnot, so we're going to get another technician out here. I had one out today, and pretty much I'm going to need a new, what's it called?
New unit.
Compressor.
Yeah, you had an old compressor, so you might as well get a new unit. I mean,
older house compressor shot apparently, so that should cost some money. Gotta love it, right? That's part of being an adult and being a homeowner. So anyways, bro, you want to give them a fit check? You got going on
there. Y'all already know. Anybody that keeps up with me know I stay with some Bad USA. Shout out Jane out there in San Antonio. Bad USA, go Pete. Bad USA Co. on Instagram. My guy's name.
Shout out Bad USA.
This is the Twang.
Got the Louis
V. Got the San Antonio. Twang is like a beer salt Lucas. Some people call it. Put it in your cerveza.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, growing up in Texas, we always had some Twang, bro.
Some Twang.
Hot Cheetos and Takis. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some Twang, some beer salt.
Yeah, some beer salt. So, and then I just got some Levi's. Keep some Levi's or some Dickies on. If I got anything other than Levi's or Dickies on, they're probably work pants. That's the only thing. I'll wear some dress pants maybe, but yeah, simple fit. I ain't got the shoes on right now.
No shoes on.
Yeah, I got some Air Force One Pendletons. Y'all go look them up. They got kind of like a cool pattern to them. So.
Oh, the Air Force Ones you're rocking?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw those. I'm about to give you guys a different type of fit check on this episode. Today I'm gonna back up a little bit for you. Today I got, some that's light on, some shorts by Calvin Klein. Shout out to Calvin. I got some Nike shoes on. Super Air Runner Max 8 with a different color pattern, and I got on a super white tee, North Shore, Hawaii. So got some vintage drip on as well. So we're going like that. I'm gonna be heading out for another movie review, and here the what are they called again?
N7 Pendleton's Air Force Ones. They're a little dirty. I'm not big on like cleaning my shoes all the time, bro. If you buy some shoes, fucking wear them and let them age, man.
I like
to give it some character, you know. Give your shoes some character. Too clean shoes is like, bro, you're sus. I don't know. Yeah. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Wear your shoes, man. Wear your shoes.
Wear some shoes.
Wear your shoes, man. Stop being uncomfortable in your shoes. Get some nice shoes and wear them.
There you go.
Wear
them. That color pattern is sick too.
Yeah,
orange
it's called Pendleton. The pattern or whatever is called Pendleton.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, episode 27 has also dropped. In the episode, I talked about Elon Musk exiting Doge, and the government, him and Trump, are not on good terms right now, it seems, and that is a little beef going on. So tune into that episode. We talked about liminal spaces, smart roads, human cloning, and restoring vision to the blind. So that was a good episode. If you haven't checked that out yet, it's on the Stormy and Friends YouTube channel. We just did a movie review also, but we didn't actually do a review. So we're going to do it on this podcast episode, bro. You want to tell them about what we saw?
What did we see? What was that? Bring Her Back. We saw Bring Her Back. And yeah, man. That was a lot of hype for not a lot of you know. I wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed at all either. After seeing a lot of scary movies, I agree on that. As of recently, it wasn't one of the best out movies, scary movies anyway. I wasn't impressed. I gave it a 5 out of 10. You?
Yeah, I'd say a solid 5. Man, 5 out of 10.
Just meets average.
Yeah, it's average, man. The previews make it seem way more dark, but it really wasn't even that.
Yeah, not a lot of intensity to it. Yeah. It was kind of just like a mellow vibe the entire movie. Little jump scares every now and then mixed in. Directing wasn't bad, but it definitely could have had a lot more suspense. And with that being said, that is the Bring Her Back movie review. So we won't be making an episode on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't too much worth at least our time for a movie review. If there was more to it, maybe I guess you'll get a better review. We're supposed to take Pops out for a movie tonight, so maybe you'll get a better review out of that one. What we seeing tonight, brother?
We should be seeing Thunderbolts here soon. So
you know the Mickens Mafia, man. You know we love superhero movies.
Yeah. So I think this is like DC, maybe.
It's Marvel.
Is it Marvel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like a not so known like Marvel comic cast, you know, because I haven't really heard too much about.
It's one of those subgroups. You know how there's like X-Men and freaking Fantastic Four is like one of the subgroup. They're kind of a little ragtag group, kind of like Suicide Squad. You know, for DC, it's kind of like a ragtag group of random superheroes, villains, and anti-heroes. You know, just trying to save their world, I guess.
Okay, so you guys look out for Thunderbolts movie review after here soon. More content coming your way. Of course, the recovery progress. I'm going to be going here to Baltimore here soon. So, guys, there will not be a StormCast for the next, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks, just because I'm going to be going out there and I'm going to be training here at the Krieger Center for spinal cord injury therapy. So should be getting some good physical therapy in there and doing a lot of swimming, working out, and things like that, and getting some vlogs out. I want to record a lot of it and get some content out for you guys while I'm out there for sure. So be on the lookout for a lot of content while I'm out there as well. And yeah, with that being said, guys, what's going on lately, bro? Anything that you want to share with anybody before we jump into some of the latest news going on around the world?
Yeah, the military thing's kind of like on a pause right now. I don't know who all knew about that. But yeah, my military entry process kind of got delayed because of my tattoos. I got to get those completely removed, and the way we're removing them, you take them layer by layer on the ink, and it takes a little minute. They said it could take up to 7 to 10 sessions. So and you got to wait 2 months between every session.
That's crazy. It takes that long.
Yeah.
Is it a painful process?
It's very painful. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an MMA fighter. Yeah. Whoever knows me, I'm an MMA fighter, and I can take some pain, man, but every time I'm gritting my teeth. So if you're gonna get a tattoo, make sure it's in a place you don't want it removed, because getting it removed will hurt. I promise you. It does not feel like getting the tattoo. It's way worse.
Does it hurt more getting it off than getting it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have any tats, guys, but with that being said, it makes you not want to get any, because what if you get something and the artist doesn't do a good job? I always wonder, what if I don't like my tat, But got some good ideas. Maybe in the future, one day, you'll see Stormy with some Storm tats, right? You know what I'm saying? Got to get the Stormy logo, you know what I'm saying? All right. What is going on, guys? My computer is tweaking. All right. Let's get to the first little news going on around the world. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this, but it's currently sinking. That is New York City. Every year it is sinking 2 millimeters, apparently. Guys, I am having difficulties. We do this live, okay? This computer is not cooperating today. Let's scroll up here. There we go. A study published in the journal Earth's Future estimates that the combined 1.68 trillion pounds of New York City skyline is causing its clay-rich ground to sink by about 2 millimeters per year, according to USGS geophysicist Tom Parsons and his team. Areas with softer soils such as Lower Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens are subsiding at up to twice that rate. To put this into context, the sinking amounts to about 20 millimeters or 3/4 of an inch over a decade. This gradual pace means any significant effects would emerge slowly over many decades, allowing engineers sufficient time to respond and adapt. Wow, okay. So someone says, who cares about New York anyway? What do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, man, maybe it's the I don't know about overpopulation, but I mean that's something to say. And then I'm sure construction is rampant in New York City, so that could be a very huge factor to that as well.
It's built on an island.
Yeah, it's built on an island. It's like on floaties, like big ass floaties, essentially.
And then you see here at the edge, it's basically already in the water. Look how high that water is. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. What if a storm, New York City could definitely get flooded, it seems like. Yeah. And then it has that Central Park in the middle, which I'm sure, gets a lot of traffic and movement, right in the center, maybe perhaps. And then all the weight combined with the buildings. So if you live in New York City, scary times. And also, bro, I didn't even say, did you have anything else going on? I just jumped right into the news.
Oh, no, shit.
In the army?
Yeah, military tats, fucking while I wait, man, I'm trying to hop back in the cage and do my thing, working a bunch. I'm working at Take 5. I'm getting moved up. I've been promoted twice already in the past 3 months. I've just been grinding,
So doing some mechanical work?
Yeah, mechanical work, changing the oil, we do fluid work and things like that. It's actually giving me a lot of interest in vehicles, mechanical, furthering my mechanical knowledge. So yeah, I've just been chilling with the bro every chance I can get. Nice. I'm not freaking dead tired from work.
Okay. All right. So next up, guys, we have vaping has officially been linked to rare and irreversible lung disease, one of the most serious risks, a condition called popcorn lung, officially known as bronchiolitis obliterans. It's a rare but irreversible disease that scars a small airway in the lungs, causing constant coughing, wheezing, and breathlessness. Recently, a U.S. teenager who vaped secretly for 3 years, was diagnosed with popcorn lung, a stark reminder that vaping isn't harmless. Originally linked to workers exposed to the chemical diacetyl in popcorn factories, this chemical and its substitutes have been found in some vape products, especially unregulated ones. While diacetyl is banned in the EU and UK, it's still allowed in the US, and its illegal vapes often ignore safety rules. Many fruity vape flavors contain chemicals that may be safe to eat, but become toxic when inhaled. The scariest part is there is no cure. Once the lungs are damaged, the effects are permanent, sometimes requiring lung transplants. Vaping may seem harmless, but it can cause lasting damage that could affect you for life. Not good news. For a lot of us vapors, this is Generation Z. Most of us probably have vapes, right? And, of course, you're probably going to have to be vaping for a long time. You're going to have to get some serious damage for popcorn lung to set in, but this is irreversible, right? So there's no cure, apparently. And how does that make you feel?
I've low-key been chilling on the vapes and stuff like that. I hit them every now and again when I get buzz or whatever. But I saw this the other day and it kind of scared me straight. So
yeah, every now and then, guys, I'll vape with THC if my spasms are severe enough for that, and I was absolutely, have to calm them down, whether I'm taking psilocybin or whatnot to kind of mediate some of the spasms, or I just have too many spasms from just being too tight or whatnot. CBD and THC is a good thing to vape for that, but that's making me second think having making me find an alternative perhaps. All right, we have next, AI is moving faster than ever. Here's the biggest news in the last 7 days. All right, number one, Mistrial launches agents API with built-in tools. It supports code execution, web search, and image generation. Web search alone boosted accuracy from 23 to 75% of unseen general knowledge questions. Let's get some volume, if we could.
Oh, let me just double check. 947
We're gonna restart that.
835.
Perfect. Your delivery is on its way.
And secondly, we've integrated language detection for seamless multilingual discussions.
Hi, welcome to our design studio.
すみません。日本語で話してもいいですか？
もちろんです。日本語に切り替えましょう。
And we've built the world's first integrated RAG for voice agents to retrieve from your knowledge base at minimum latency with maximum privacy.
Your next patient is Mr. Frank Reynolds with ataxia.
Oh, it's been a while since I've worked with ataxia. Could you remind me of the guidelines, please?
Sure. I analyzed all the best practices and found this.
And lastly, why limit your creativity when you can switch between multiple characters in a single agent?
Okay, guys, let's head east towards downtown.
I'm not sure about that, boss.
First up, we've developed a
Here's the AI
state-of-the-art
talking back to you as you talk to it immediately and in different voices. That's crazy. It's automatic language detection.
conversational.
So you're not going to be able to tell the difference between robots and humans here soon, folks. When you're speaking to it, it's going to be just like a human. Next, we have Claude adds voice mode. Anthropic's Claude now supports 5 voice options. You can search Gmail, calendar, docs, and the web by speaking directly to it.
I think that's the next one, brother. I think they didn't write the first one.
The mistrial. This is
Minstrel. That was number 1.
Oh, they didn't even write the first one. Okay, guys. So this is the last one. All right, but what was the first one?
Conversational AI 2.0.
Okay, the 11 Labs. Okay, so 11 Labs 2.0 is out, as well as Mistrial launches Agents API with built-in tools. All right, we have. Okay, so it seems the accuracy of the model is increasing. Okay, to where it is able to understand questions that aren't in its training data. So it's being able to think autonomously at this point, think for itself. Next, we have Google unveils Sign Gamma for sign language. Sign Gamma translates American Sign Language into English. Okay, let's load this into English text. It's Google's most advanced sign language model to date, and it doesn't want to load for us. I don't know what that was. Let's go back. Yeah, okay, so apparently that doesn't want to load. Let's see the next one. All right, so none of them are loading. Looks like the Wi-Fi unable to view Unreal. Okay, so I can't play or view Reels apparently on Facebook. I don't know why that's popping up. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a couple of technical difficulties pulling up these AI reactions that we are reacting to. All right. Apparently they don't want to load. Let me look. Are you seeing this, bro? I can't be the only one seeing how crazy my Wi-Fi wants to act all of a sudden. I guess I'm getting attacked. Cyber attack. All right. I'm exposing too much. All right, here it is.
God, when's my first meeting?
I'll check your calendar. Your first appointment is Jenny's school drop-off at 7:45 a.m. After the school drop-off, you'll have some time before your first work meeting, which is the marketing team stand-up at 9:30 a.m.
Did I get an email from Bright & Co?
I'll check your Gmail. I see that you did receive an email from Bright & Co last night. In the email, they mentioned they're looking forward to today's presentation at 11 a.m. They also mentioned that their CEO will be joining the call, which wasn't originally planned.
Can you search my drive to see if Michael uploaded the pitch notes?
Search my drive.
I've searched through your drive, but I'm not seeing anything that matches. Would you like me to try different search terms? Or if you prefer, I can help draft a quick message to Michael about the presentation for your 11.
All right, well, it seems as though you can pretty much make voice commands on the spot and search things up right away as you speak to it. So you can get into apps and go through your apps all using your voice. Next, we have Google unveils. Okay, so that was the last text. All right, we're next. All right, so now we're with Google unveils Sign Gemma for sign language. Sign Gemma translates American Sign Language into English text. It's Google's most advanced sign language model to date. So what we reacted to, just these things are out of order, is what I'm noticing. All right. So let's see. It translates. Okay, so it translates sign language directly into words. That's absolutely crazy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they can pick up my bad. Text it back, mom. Yeah, it's pretty wild. AI is really, we're in the age of Skynet, man. Simple fact that
you see it watching someone and translating a sign language right in real time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Next, we have Factory AI introduces droids for software development. Factory AI releases droids, autonomous agents that handle the entire software development lifecycle, including incident response and documentation. Let's see what this means.
Probably just an AI that fixes software, bro.
Yeah, it looks like something out of the Matrix.
It's insane.
So,
Factory AI.
It just pretty much helps you with all your software development issues as your own agent. All right. We have spreadsheets, dashboards, and web apps. It performs over 10 minutes of autonomous work using tools like web browsing and code execution. All right. We have another tool here used to create things for you, such as reports and spreadsheets and work soon here we're not going to have to do work at all. We have our robots handling all of the issues. Especially if you're a 9-to-5 or office worker, like you're definitely getting priced out here at this point with all this technology work. Of course, we're going to need skilled laborers and stuff like that still, but anybody that's in a cubicle, at this point, in the next 5 years, you're going to be priced out with all of these AI agents coming out, replacing all the jobs. Next, we have Black Forest Labs released Flux.1 Context. Flux.1 Context is an image editing model that allows users to make precise edits using text commands like make the car red. It edits specific parts without affecting the rest of the image and operates faster than competing models. I see this a lot already on Facebook and Instagram, AI generated images and profile pictures and stuff like that. Meta on Facebook already has the option to create, different backgrounds or whatever you kind of ask it in your photo. I don't know. Have you ever used that to create like AI pictures and whatnot to make yourself?
I use Instagram, so essentially the same thing.
You can like make yourself, be somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah.
You put dragons in the background and stupid stuff. All right. Next, we have Spatial raises $13 million for 3D world generation AI, founded by Synthesis co-founder Matthias Niesner. Spatial secured $13 million to develop AI that generates interactive 3D environments from text prompts, understanding geometry and physics natively. Wow, so it's now understanding physics. AI understanding physics. It feels like it's like getting a room, an environment, and then able to scan everything in a 3D way. So you can scan the world, and that's what GTA 6 should be really.
Today we are introducing Manus Slides.
Open world environment, that's 3D, like using the entire world mapped out. That would be sick. But we have to wait till 2026 now for GTA 6. Insane, right? Next up, we have Manus launches slides for AI-generated presentations. Manus Slides is a new tool that automatically creates custom presentation decks using AI, streamlining the process of building slides. Okay, that one seems not as impressive as, understanding physics, but it could help you if, you need to make a presentation,
I needed to teach machine learning. I typed one prompt. Manus built the entire deck, from course structure to algorithms, real-world use cases, and coding practice. Manus builds it all, beautifully organized and ready to go. Need changes? Just click and adjust. Everything is customizable. Whether it's a keynote, a classroom project, or a strategic business plan, Manus delivers slides that match your message. Once you're done, export or share it instantly. Slide generation sorted. Try Manus today. Today we are in.
Neon Do simulates user interaction.
We have Opera launches Neon, an AI-powered browser. Neon can automate tasks like booking travel or building apps using AI built-in agents. It runs the cloud and keeps working even when your browser is closed. Let's see.
Then there's what they built. That's Neon Make. Make works across text, image, code, and data. They can do the bacteria simulation, run stock analysis, sketch out a solar system. If you are over 50, it can recreate your favorite game from the Nokia 3210. With AI Replay, you don't just see the result. You can trace every step, every decision, pause it, start again from anywhere. Neon Do simulates user interactions.
A AI agent building you apps and games or whatever it seems like you want, apparently.
That's crazy.
All running from the cloud. All right. And latest news, we have Apple's next big thing. According to Bloomberg, Apple is reportedly planning to launch its first AI-powered smart glasses by the end of 2026. These glasses could feature built-in cameras, microphones, and speakers, enabling functionalities like phone calls, music control, live translations, and navigation through Siri voice commands. These glasses are anticipated to rival Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses, but with Apple's signature design and build quality. Would you buy them? Would you buy them, chat? Y'all let us know. I already have the Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
I feel like I'd get nauseous looking at them damn apps on my. I'd be all sick.
Yeah, that could probably get annoying. I wonder how you can interact with them, or if they're just.
You probably like swipe because it has that camera. You probably like swipe to bring them up, swipe to take them off.
Swipe like with your eyes, perhaps.
No, with your hand.
With your hand. Okay.
Yeah,
so like virtual. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good concept. Right now, I have the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, and they pretty much do most of the things that the Apple glasses are going to do, including, recording videos, able to use Alexa to ask it questions and whatnot. And I can listen to music, make phone calls, things like that already. But of course, Apple is going to monopolize any piece of technology they can. And, if you're an Apple user, you're going to have to use their products, right? They're eventually going to make it to where only Apple users sync with it. That's usually how they do to monopolize the market. Not cool, but it is what it is, right? This how you make money. You getting some Apple glasses? No, you already have the Ray-Bans, right? Yeah. What do you do on your Ray-Bans now?
Use them to protect my eyes from the sun, bro.
You don't use.
So I'll like ask a random question every now and again because it's cool. I'll listen to music on them because it plays your music. So.
No first person recording. No. Cheap. Okay. No peeps.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are using them for. I presume these days, or I use them to make a lot of the movie review videos on the Stormy and Friends channel. All right, next up we have tourism surge in 2024 with top destinations across Europe, Asia, and the Americas drawing the most visitors. Here are the top 10 most visited countries. All right, we're going to actually start with number 1, that being France, with 89.4 million visitors. Okay, makes sense. Eiffel Tower. I haven't been to France. I would like to go to France. That would be nice. I heard it's, kind of dangerous outside of the city, or maybe I'm thinking London, but France, I hear, is beautiful, though. What do you think about France?
I've heard people told me like Paris is boring. Like, don't go to Paris. Like, people are assholes and everybody's bougie.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they probably have a crazy culture out there with that, tower and whatnot. They probably, it symbolizes a lot. Craziest, most toured destination. Next, we have at number 2, Spain, 83.7 million visitors. Shout out to Spain. That would be a sick trip as well in the South Americas.
It's in Europe.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain is in Europe. What am I thinking of?
Probably like El Salvador.
I'm thinking
Central America.
Something with an S in South America. Either way. Next, at number 3, we have the United States with 79.3 million visitors. The U.S. Okay, New York City.
Why?
Yeah. The thing about it is why, right? I guess because we're seen as the land of freedom. But, depending on how you operate when you get here, you have a different outcome for every person. So that is the beauty of America, I suppose, is that everyone can have their own path in life. But next up, we have China at number 4 with 65.7 million visitors.
Darn wall.
Something about the Great Wall of China is getting a lot of attention. Must be amazing to go to. Got to check that out. At number 5, we have Italy, 64.5 million visitors.
Makes sense.
Italy, very nice as well culture and buildings and structures and architecture and things of that nature. At 6, we have Turkey with 51.2 million visitors. Mexico at 7 with 45 million visitors. Thailand at 8 with 39.8 million visitors. Germany at 9 with 39.6 million visitors. And the UK at number 10 with 39.4 million visitors. All right. The ones on that list that I find the most attractive or Thailand, I plan on visiting Asia here at the end of this year, perhaps. So that would be some amazing content to go to. And then I've been to Mexico, but I would love to go, explore more of Mexico. That would be cool. Perhaps when the tension with the U.S. and this border situation has calmed down. And, there's a lot going on with Mexico, right? We love them, we hate them, but, we can't do without them, right? And they can't do without us. We need a lot of their laborers and avocados, and they benefit from us strategically, military-wise, and trade as well. So, interesting dynamic between us and Mexico. Next in news going on, we have U.S. engineers create self-healing robot skin that repairs and resets itself without human damage.
Exactly what we need.
This is exactly what we need, because who doesn't want to be a robot with repairable skin that resets itself?
Skynet, day by day, they're establishing themselves.
Okay, let's scroll up here and see what this article says. Okay, we have engineers at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, led by Eric Markovica, have developed a soft robotic system capable of detecting and self-repairing damage, much like the natural healing process of human or plant skin. At the core of the system is an artificial muscle made up of multiple layers. One of these layers contains liquid metal droplets embedded in silicone, which can sense damage such as punctures or pressure. Once damage is detected, electrical currents are sent through the material. These currents create a new pathway at the damaged site, allowing the system to focus heat directly onto the area. The heat then melts and seals the puncture automatically without requiring human intervention. After the repair is complete, a quick reset clears the damage log stored in the system's bottom layer. Here we have the Terminator. Someone in the chat believes apparently we're moving closer and closer to the hit classic Terminator. Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger, a fellow Austrian.
We also share Austrian blood.
So shout out to Arnold. Next in news, we have Texas lawmakers are pushing a bold move to restrict access to social media platforms for anyone under 18. Starting in 2026, apps such as Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat will require strict age verifications on platforms like Apple and Google. This is part of a broader effort to reduce social media's impact on children's mental health. The legislation also grants parents the power to request account deletions on behalf of their kids. Lawmakers backing the bill say it aims to combat addiction, cyberbullying, and rising teen anxiety linked to online content. Critics argue it raises privacy concerns and may be difficult to enforce at scale, right? Imagine having to take every kid's phone or restrict every kid's phone. They're going to find a way around it, right? We're in 2025. There's things like VPNs, right? These kids are growing smarter and smarter with the technology. Imagine getting your phone taken away when you're younger.
Guess what? It's away.
It's war. Don't ever touch my phone.
Back in shit, I didn't get a cell phone until I was 13, bro.
Really?
Yeah, mom was pretty. You got one way before me.
Yeah, I might have got mine at like 10.
Yeah, 10, but you were out and about where you needed.
Yeah, I remember I had
in the field.
Yeah, I had an iPhone 4. I remember it was like Christmas of Might have been 2010, 2011.
I still fucked with Droid, so I didn't care. Yeah, I was still on that Droid with.
Yeah, but that iPhone 4 was the best thing ever. That was the best Christmas present ever at that point. Guys starting to grow up. Got a phone now, an iPhone. You can FaceTime your girlfriend, send her emojis. Who doesn't want that, right? As a 10-year-old, it was good, amazing at the time. If passed, Texas will become one of the first states to implement such sweeping restrictions on social media access. The decision is likely to influence national tech policy and fuel debates on parental control, data privacy, and children's digital rights. Right? We're in the age of digital rights. And that's going to be a hard one to enforce.
I think it's easier said than. I mean,
yeah,
easier said.
Because now they try to ban, pornography.
I mean, I think whatchamacallit,
and they don't do a good job.
You could do it through Verizon. They just have to do something with Verizon. But Verizon and AT&T and them have to agree with. Like, yeah, we'll enforce those for you. Because you could just tell the phone company, like, hey, this belongs to blah, 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 blah. I'm sure that's easy. It could be done pretty efficiently.
I guess if you use the companies of the phones, you could easily, I guess, hack into it. They can look into your data and stuff now. So, yeah. Next, we have, in just 6 months of 2025, there has already been a recorded 444,000 suicides. This is a sombering fact. And the most alarming part is that 75 to 80% of those are men. Despite the growing awareness around mental health, many men still suffer in silence due to stigma, fear of vulnerability, or lack of safe support. This data paints a tragic picture of the hidden crisis many men are facing behind closed doors. From financial stress to suppressed emotional trauma, the burden becomes too much for some to carry. It's just not numbers, it's lives, sons, brothers, fathers, friends. We need to stop telling men to man up and start telling them they're allowing to feel, break down, and ask for help. Because being strong includes being human. All right, this a sombering news article. Not surprising in my eyes that most suicides have been men, right? They obviously carry the hard burden in life. We have to be the providers and the protectors and, and whatnot. That's what is supposed to take place. Or so we say, right? And women are supposed to be the nurturers and healers and things of that nature. And they serve their role as well. But guys, friendly reminder that 8% of men won't receive flowers until their funeral. Flowers aren't gendered, and neither is love. Happy. Okay, so that's what someone in the chat is saying. So shout out to the men out there, guys. If it's hard, find a way to deal with your mental health. And I find the best way to be exercise, diet, and sunlight, right? We just got to get back to the primal things in life, right? Get outside, eat healthy, feed your body the right things, and focus on something that is improving you so you feel as though you have a purpose, right? It can be hard, obviously, with the financial system and burden of having to produce and for your family and whatnot. But this is what we must do as men, right? So just remember, you don't have to suffer in silence, right? Despite the stigma. All right. Next in news. That one, bringing us down a little bit, but we're going to pick it back up, right? Because
shout out to Robin Williams.
Yeah, also shout out to Robin Williams. He was the GOAT.
Amazing actor.
Yeah, very funny guy. My favorite movie of Robin was that one where he dressed as a woman. That's probably One of the only ones.
Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. That's probably the only ones I can think of, really.
Hook.
That's what Hook.
Flubber.
No, that wasn't him in the movie with Castaway. That was Tom Hanks. Okay, so I
You
get
got
the
Flubber.
confused.
You got Hook. You got where he's essentially Peter Pan.
Yeah, I saw that one as a youngin.
Of course you did.
I remember
We
that.
were raised in our household.
I remember that.
What else is in Flubber? Jumanji, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Jumanji.
Jumanji? I guess he wasn't Jumanji.
He was a little kid, but he grew up. He was the first one to play the game in that town.
Yeah.
He found it.
Yeah, the movie centered around Robin in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Jumanji, yeah.
Yeah, he's the little kid in the beginning, and then he grows up.
Go movie. All right, next we have the world's most jaw-dropping price tags ever slapped on human creations range from orbiting labs to nuclear stealth giants. Think the ISS at 150 billion, roughly, is just sci-fi. It's real and on another level. We've literally spent billions chasing innovation and dominance. It's a flex on human ambition filled with tech power and vision. Let's go down the list of the most expensive things created by humans. We have the first thing on the list we have is the Airbus A380 Flying Palace.
Like a prince. That's like a prince's
like
personal jet.
Yeah.
It like carries him and like his whole freaking royal staff, bro. Has like a theater, has this throne in the middle. It's ridiculous. Why do you need a throne in the plane? We get it. You're the princess in the front, dude.
As you see, he does have a throne. Something like a Star Trek type chair.
Yeah, Captain Kirk, boy.
Captain Kirk from Star Wars. That's intergalactic looking, and of course he's got to have his meetings with all of his sheikhs and royalty.
No pork.
Yeah, no pork.
Must be halal.
Yes.
No haram.
That coming in at 600 million.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, next we have have the Mars Perseverance rover at $2.7 billion.
The simple fact that how big is it?
Yeah, I don't know why it would cost that much, right? There's no way the parts of this dingy looking thing, I'm sure it's larger than what I'm imagining, but from here it just looks like a normal four-wheeler, made out of garage parts. Of course, this technology is probably way more advanced than I can comprehend for reasons that are unknown. Well, maybe because they have to, be able to see live footage, respond and communicate with us back at Earth and be able to travel in the harsh conditions of Mars, and the fact that we got it there is still marveling.
Ridiculous.
I don't think it's still alive. I'm not sure if the Mars Perseverance rover, I believe that its mission ended in 2018 after it couldn't recharge itself because of a dust storm that happened. Fact check me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe this thing no longer is alive on Mars. Next, we have Northrop B2 Spirit coming in at $4.2 billion.
It's a stealth bomber, drops nukes.
4.2 billion. That is enough to buy the economy. Most of what we have planes already. To buy all the planes combined, that's how much this thing costs. Insane. I wonder how fast this thing can go. And
I think it can get above the orbit. That's the one that you can like put that bitch in space damn near. It flies so high it can't be detected.
Yeah, this thing is very stealthy and expensive.
It's designed after sparrows, bro. The design was after a bird. Yeah. When it does a dive or something like that. I'll get a picture. I'll find a picture.
$4.2 billion for that. For just one, that is. Next, we have USS Zumwalt Stealth Destroyer at $8 billion. Now, this thing looks pretty futuristic. I wonder why the $8 billion. It looks like another airship or another ship that another ship that carries, like another aircraft carrier, I should say.
But the P-2 bomber.
Yeah.
Designed after birds.
Oh, okay.
Physicists and engineers are geniuses, man. It's crazy what they do with technology. It's quite inspiring.
Let me give us a quick sound check, see how we doing. Shout out to the chat. We have Khalid in the chat. He said, y'all look good. Loving the hair. Appreciate that, cousin. Yeah. Shout out to Khalid in the chat. All right. So sounds good. All right. Sound is good. Next, we have the Large Hadron Collider at a staggering $9 billion. This from a corporation apparently named CERN. $9 billion. Quite a hefty price tag on this here piece of equipment. Looks like something out of a Marvel movie. Something that they put Captain America in to create a biohuman, a superhuman, right?
Hadron Collider.
What do Hadron Colliders even do?
Let's look that up here. Got you.
I must know.
Jamie.
I believe they, Jamie. Yeah, it would be nice to have a Jamie on deck. You gotta be Jamie for this episode, bro. Apparently, I think this is one of the things that accelerate atoms or particles.
Yep, you're absolutely right, you genius. The Large Hadron Collider is the world's largest and highest energy particle accelerator. It was built by the European Organization for Nuclear Research between 1998 and 2008. Took 10 years to build, in collaboration with over 10,000 scientists and hundreds of universities and laboratories across more than 100 countries. It lies in a tunnel 27 kilometers in circumference and as deep as 175 meters beneath the France-Switzerland border near Geneva.
Awesome. That thing is huge. And I don't think I would.
A lot of resources to build.
I wouldn't want to be the, physicist that had to come up with the math.
Oh, God.
To create this.
Or the guys that had to build it. Like, you have to be on point.
Surgeon,
yeah.
Architect.
They probably have nothing but the best engineers working on it.
And it costs $9 billion. So obviously there's something going on here that is very expensive. Next on the list, we have the Columbia class submarine coming in at $9.15 billion by the U.S. Navy, another Navy or U.S. military creation. Seems as though we spend a lot of our budget on creating weapons for war and destruction.
Absolutely.
Death.
That is what we are good at.
The United States is not cheap when it comes to creating weapons of mass destruction. This being a submarine, very expensive submarine that is. Wonder why this thing, I'm guessing because the mechanics that it takes to go underwater at such deep levels and to maintain a pressure-rich environment, sustainable to both be able to live but operate at deep levels, deep sea warfare. Very cool stuff. But it always makes me think of the Titanic dive. Like, I don't ever want to go on a submarine after what happened to those billionaires that tried to go visit the.
Oh, it's not Titanic. It was like deep something. I know what you're talking about.
I thought they were trying to go see the Titanic, and then they.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so
you're absolutely right.
After that news, it's you take your chances. Next on the list, we have the James Webb Space Telescope coming in at a staggering $9.7 billion. Okay, so a telescope that sees into deep space and gives us mirrors back reflections of galaxies and solar systems nearby and far away as well. I've seen some pictures that the James Webb Telescope has taken, and they are quite astronomical is the word. Just like very clear, vivid pictures of galaxies.
Yeah.
In space.
I always thought it was like something to hold energy, but I guess it is a freaking telescope.
Yeah, and a very expensive one. $9.7 billion.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I guess it's this hexagon or whatever shape this is that,
Yeah, it's a hexagon. 6 is hex.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is what gives us the images and gets the images back. But this thing is incredible. I wonder how it sustains itself in space, being out there with meteors and all that other
solar energy. All the solar energy.
Insane. $9.7 million. Next on the list, we have SpaceX Starlink satellite constellation. $10 billion. Just a nice little $10 billion. SpaceX, just pocket change for Elon Musk, the owner of SpaceX. This image is absolutely insane. The fact that it's going all the way around the Earth, all of these satellites, or what appears to be satellites, absolutely insane. You can't say that the Earth is flat after seeing an image like this, right? Because how could you orbit something that is flat, right? So that's pretty insane. Next, we have the Gerald R. Ford class aircraft carrier coming in at $13 billion. Another U.S. military product from the Navy. So this another weapon of mass destruction floating out in the deep sea, being able to sustain damage from the weather and the tough environment out there, but also land aircrafts and shoot missiles. I believe it has both a mission missile detection device and a missile shooting rocket. So
Patriot, so like a missile system, a missile defense system.
This thing is
very,
huge.
very, very expensive radars. The capability to tow multiple fighter jets and aircraft. A lot of SEAL teams and shit like chill on fucking aircraft carriers and shit. They can be rapid response. If I'm not wrong.
And look at the waves. I mean,
fact check that, chat.
The deep ocean waves are just barely tapping this huge aircraft carrier. Nice. Very cool. Very expensive. Next, we have, last but not least, we have the International Space Station coming in at $150 billion. Now, that is not a cheap device either. Most of these being space objects on this list. I'm guessing the technology and the materials needed to make these objects are very expensive and require lots and lots of details and time to create. So that is the last thing on the top 10 on that list. Y'all let us know what the most, I guess, cool thing would be for you to look at or see, or what is the most interesting. Personally, that deep space telescope that James Webb is pretty sick to me. I'd like to see images of solar systems and universes out there. That always has intrigued me. I see myself as something like a
cosmonaut.
Well,
you say cosmonaut, you're Soviet.
Yeah. What's the guy who's been on the Joe Rogan podcast, that astronomer, the black guy?
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Astrophysicist?
I've always liked to
fancied yourself as an astrophysicist?
Yeah, I see myself as a Neil deGrasse Tyson type of person.
He's a cool ass dude. I would definitely smoke some weed with him.
Yeah, he does seem like a good person to talk to about
weed.
Space while high.
He smoked on the show, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know. That would be crazy though. That conversation was insane.
I bet.
I gotta check that episode out again. Shout out to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Next in news, we have there are places on Earth that defy logic, science, and even time itself. 4 places on Earth scientists still can't figure out. From boiling rivers with no volcanoes nearby, to ancient caves untouched for over 5 million years, these 4 locations remain a mystery even to the brightest minds, and they might just change the way you see our planet forever.
Oh,
At first on the list, we have the boiling river in Peru. The river is hot enough to boil animals alive,
Jesus Christ.
but there are no volcanoes nearby. Not a good place to get caught on a raft.
A bad day to be a fish.
Next, we have the Eye of the Sahara, visible from space, but no one agrees on how it formed. And you see a lot of images that are kind of like human eyes in nature, such as the peacock. And in space, like the universes, some
stars
often are similar looking to eyes, stars, and
galaxy system.
You know, the peacock feathers, when they extend the feathers, they have those eyes on them. There's a lot of things in nature, right, that resemble the human eye. So this being one of them, very incredible. It's almost as if we're all connected in a way. Next on the list, we have the Mobile Cave. This cave in Romania has been cut off from the world for 5.5 million years.
I guess carbon dating, but I didn't know nobody stumbled upon it.
Well, now we know about it.
Yeah, but how do they know nobody else has stumbled upon it in 5.5 million years?
That's a good point. Also,
I guess disturbances in the surrounding area.
We've only been tracking human interactions and history for the past 250,000 years, roughly. So there's no real way to tell past that point, I believe. Either way, a cave that would be cool to see. Next on the list, we have the Siberian sinkholes. Giant holes suddenly rip open the earth in remote Siberia. I've always been kind of scared of like a sinkhole just happening randomly on a drive, or like if I'm just chilling in a random part in nature. You know, there's no way of really predicting these things, right? It's very random. The earth just wants to decide to open up all of a sudden and rip everything in its ways, almost like a black hole, you know. Very scary. So that being the 4 on that list of places we can't quite explain. Next up, we have 5 ancient technologies that are still not fully understood.
Pyramids, here they come.
All right, first on the list, we have the Antikythera mechanism discovered in a shipwreck. This 2,000-year-old device is a complex analog computer, that tracked planetary movements and eclipses. We didn't build anything this advanced again for over 1,000 years. Insane, the technology that they created back then, 2,000-year-old piece of technology. Almost looks like a modern day telescope or sundial, perhaps. Very intricate in its, architecture.
I wonder what it's probably bronze, since it was made in Greece during the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
Bronze.
Next on the list, we have the Baghdad battery from Iraq, a 2,000-year-old ceramic pot, copper tube, and iron rod. Some believe it was an early galvanic cell, a primitive battery. Through its exact purpose is still debated. A 2,000-year-old battery in Iraq, not the most interesting, I would say, on this list so far, but pretty cool that they were able to use materials to create something that can charge something. And that also leads us to what were they charging? So obviously the technology back then was more advanced than we may understand. Next on the list, we have the Roman concrete. Structures like the Pantheon and aqueducts still stand today. Aqueducts, I've heard of those. They are used to transport water throughout Roman cities, things like that. Because their concrete chemically strengthens over time when exposed to seawater, modern concrete crumbles by comparison So Roman concrete stronger than today's concrete, and used by, or created by rather, chemically strengthening seawater, which was exposed over time. So awesome. Architecture in Rome.
Comment says Roman concrete was made by adding volcanic ash to the mixture, so there's no mystery at all. That makes sense because volcanic ash makes obsidian.
So they were using the volcanic remnants to create structures and whatnot. Very smart of them, because obsidian being one of the hardest and most hard materials to break and whatnot.
Modern day napalm, nigga. I mean, old school napalm. This is the first napalm.
Next on the list, we have Greek fire by Byzantine Empire, an ancient incendiary weapon that burned on water. So this is Byzantine. Its formula was so secret, it died with its creators. No one's been able to replicate it. Wow, that's a startling image.
Yeah.
Imagine that coming at you, and all you have are a bunch of bow and arrows and swords and shields, and you see this lava fire dragon looking thing coming at you. Very scary indeed. Next on the list, we have Nazca lines in Peru. The Nazca lines in Peru are giant geoliths etched into the desert. Some over 1,200 feet long. They can only be fully seen from the air, and no one knows exactly how they were made. So very large structures in the earth, in the desert, that we have no idea about. Almost seems as though aliens might have come down and created something like this. Imagine being on an airplane and looking down and you see
signs.
Signs.
Trident ant.
Signs of a previous civilization. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching, let's pull back up what we were looking at. My computer is doing it again. We do it live, folks. Next, we have on the list of news, we have the 5 places on Earth that humans were never meant to discover. All right. First on the list, we have the Snake Island in Brazil. 2,000s or thousands of venomous snakes, 1 every square meter. Even the Brazilian Navy is banned from entering without permission. Not a place you want to get caught and stuck on, apparently. I think there was a Mr. Beast video that just came out where they went to Snake Island, actually. There was a lot of snakes, actually, that video. Yeah, it was a cool video. Shout out Mr. Beast. Next on that list of places we were not meant to discover is Socotra Island in Yemen. So alien looking, it's called the most alien place on Earth. 80% of its plants and animals are found nowhere else. Very rare place to get stuck. Alien looking, even the most alien place on Earth. Wow, so most of its plants and animals are nowhere else. Meaning this place would be interesting to go see, right? Next, we have Point Nemo, the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, the most remote place on Earth, over 1,000 miles from land. Closest humans are often astronauts on the ISS. And so this is a place you also don't want to find yourself in a nightmare, right? It would take, well, I'm assuming days in a boat to get back to any part of land if you can go the right way, right? So very scary place to be stuck. Next on the list, we have Lascaux Caves in France. 17,000-year-old cave paintings hidden from the public. Human breath alone began destroying them. So another rare place that humans find and, ruin, simply because of our breath. It looks very cool though, but it reminds me of like paintings and things like that you can't expose to oxygen, just so rare in its existence. Next on the list, we have Surtsey Island in Iceland, an island born from a volcanic eruption in 1963. Only scientists are allowed to study untouched life from scratch. Why are only scientists allowed?
Just to make sure everything, they're probably just making sure the science stay.
I want to go visit. It seems like a cool place, right?
Iceland's never in anything.
Made purely from volcanic eruption. That's cool. Next, we don't have anything. That is the last thing on the list. Places that you don't, or humans are not supposed to visit, right? We are banned. Very rare places. Next in news, we have the 50 best places to work in the United States have been ranked. Forbes has ranked the University of Notre Dame as a large employer in America for 2025. This list features companies with 5,000 plus employees and recognizes those leading in compensation, workplace culture, and career development. All right, on the list, we have a list with a lot of companies that a lot of us may know. Of course, you have Trader Joe's apparently being number 2 on that list.
Garmin, Apple naturally, Tesla should be out there.
Notre Dame on that list as number 1.
American Express, Progressive, IBM.
IBM at number 50.
CMC.
Zillow.
University of Virginia.
Nike, Fidelity. These are all places.
A lot of universities, a lot of hospitals, big name tech companies, in and out. That's crazy.
All the best places to work. All right. So if you want a job here in America,
try to get there.
Consider yourself joining one of these companies. Next in news, we have OnlyFans is possibly the most revenue efficient company in the world, and no one comes even close. OnlyFans. While companies like Nvidia, Apple, and OpenAI are known for their innovation, OnlyFans quietly outperform them all in revenue efficiency. $37.6 million revenue per employee. That's nearly 10 times Nvidia and 30 times Amazon. What's the lesson? It's not about how many people you hire, it's how efficiently they operate. In the new digital economy, lean teams with scalable platforms are dominating. Smaller teams, bigger margins, smarter moves. This is what modern business leverage looks like. OnlyFans, right, being the most efficient company in the world. Not surprising, right? You have a business model where you pretty much sell yourself to anybody willing to buy, and you get most of the money, right? Great margins, profit margins for those creators using OnlyFans. You hear all about it. Girls like Sophie Ray, things like that, made 37, 40, close to $40 million last year alone off of sips. So guys, don't find yourself being one of these guys, contributing to this.
Go to Reddit, bro.
Sad statistic, right?
Go to Reddit, bro.
We got a lot of gooners out there these days, and you don't have to.
They got you. Go to Reddit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for today's episode. Bro, how you feeling after the StormCast? A lot of topics explained.
Very interesting, man.
A lot of news.
Very interesting topics. It's crazy because some of these have popped up on my Explore page. Probably because you've been interacting with them, so it makes sense now while I'm seeing them. Well, I follow wealth and stuff like that. So. But yeah, it was a very interesting episode. Oh, 13 people on. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We have 13 people across all the platforms. I appreciate everyone who's tuned in for this episode. This has been a nice little cool chill episode. Before we head out here soon, I'm just glad to be here with you guys on this Saturday and to be able to go live and for a couple minutes, a little bit. We were live for actually an hour and 15 minutes here, so nice little pod. Hopefully we have the bro on again.
Oh, absolutely.
As a guest, he's been
absolutely
a great guest.
I'll come with more material and contribute a little bit more. I didn't want to take over Baby Brother's podcast, you know.
No, this was just like a kind of a random spur of the moment type podcast before we head out today. Some kind of spontaneous and quick, get some content in. Probably gonna be recording the movie review that we go see here soon. So always stay tuned, guys, and keep those post notifications locked in because we are dropping weekly, daily, and more content for you guys coming out soon. We have more episodes. As I said, the next couple of weeks I'm gonna be out of town, so don't expect any episodes for the next couple of weeks. But if you would also like to support the podcast and the channel and what I have going on here at the StormCast Stormy Studios, I would implore you and ask you if you're willing and you want. Go down in that description and join that Patreon. Click on that Patreon link and become a patron. Get behind the scenes content, videos requests, merch requests, and all type of stuff going on behind the scenes there. So yeah, go join that community of people. We do live calls and video chats as well in there with each other. So a great community to join if you want. And I would like you to let me know what you thought of the episode down below, what you thought of the topics and what you want to hear more of or see next on the next coming episodes. And just let me know your thoughts on today's topics. With that being said, appreciate you, bro. Anything you want to say to the people before we dip up out of here?
You're loved, you're appreciated. Head up high, onward through the fog.
There you go. Nice little quote for you guys there to end off the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Onward through the fog. Bye, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the next episode.